Hello, welcome pen friends. This is going to just be an informal little chat video, ad-free, just so we can sit down and take a little a breath and a pause and celebrate 5 years on YouTube. This channel is going to be 5 years old by the time you see this video, because I'm filming it actually on Tuesday, September 6, 2022. But tomorrow is the actual 5-year anniversary since I started uploading fountain pen related, hobby related videos, and it kind of blows my mind. It really does, especially when I really sit down and I look at the whole experience across the whole 5 years, because it doesn't stay exactly the same. It changes and it evolves, and sometimes you know, I don't do as much, and sometimes I do more, and there's just been a lot of evolution here. But when I started looking at some of the stats, I was kind of surprised. Actually, the one I wanted to find was how many actual videos I have. Probably somebody else from your own view can find that out. I used to be able to find it real easy, how many videos I had, but it's not showing up. But I know it's hundreds. I know, you know, last time I checked, it had to be at least 700. So I don't know. It irks me that I can't find it, but I'm not going to let that stop this video, you know, hold me up. If I find it, I'll pin a comment or something. But I did find some other really interesting things. But first, I just want to say a really big thank you for everybody who's here. Everybody watching now, everybody who's been here for a long time or a little time, or just happened to be stopping by today for this video. Thank you, because without you, without someone interested enough to watch the videos and make comments and, you know, participate in a conversation, there wouldn't be a channel. And it has really, really been a great experience for me. And I've connected with so many of you that I know that it's been fun for some of you too. So, so a big thank you to all of you for subscribing, commenting, watching, having conversations, contributing to this channel. I can't tell you how many people have contributed ink and notebooks and other things over the years. Over the 5 years, it's just really a lot, and I really appreciate everything. So let me tell you one of the things that I did see today when I was looking up to try to find out how many videos I have. It said that there were 1.1 million views. Now that, you know, that's not what it said last time I checked in. I don't look at stats very often. I'll be honest. I do sometimes check to see what the revenue is accruing for, you know, it takes 2 months, and then I get a Google ad revenue deposit in my account. And I check in on that every once in a while, but I don't really look at much else. I do notice subscriber numbers, but as long as people that are here are happy, I'm happy. So, but I did notice today that the number was 6,524. And I will never forget my excitement at reaching 100 viewers, you know, subscribers. I mean, I just was like, what? Really? 100 people, you know, are interested enough to actually, you know, subscribe? That's cool. And I'm going to tell you another odd little thing that I found today while I was just peeking in to look at things I don't usually look at. My video, which is not related to fountain pens or the fountain pen hobby, called Papermate Clearpoint Mechanical Pencil Review, is still my top video. So I think that's funny. I thought that ought to keep me humble, because apparently if you want to start a YouTube channel, all you need to do is get interested in pencils and start reviewing them, because the numbers are absolutely insane on how many people have looked at that video, you know. Apparently there's big interest in mechanical pencils. So anyway, that's a totally off the wall, wacky thing. While we're here, I did want to talk about my 3 biggest reasons, or my 3 biggest whys of why I'm here and I continued making videos, and I want to also continue beyond this 5-year point. The first and foremost is just, it gives me a way to contribute something positive. Things kind of changed for me after I phased out of working, and then of course I did family caregiving for many years, and then I also did 6 years of intense volunteering at a local church. But after that ended, I felt like I dove off a cliff, and it wasn't really that I needed to go back to work. We wanted to kind of tailor it so we could be retired together, even though Manuel and I are in different phases, you know, ages, I guess you could say. So having this channel had the fringe benefit right away of me feeling like I could contribute something positive, you know, and that's been very open-ended and surprising at times, and we'll get to that a little bit later, how those opportunities presented themselves with fountain pen related things and with other subjects. So, and then the second, number 2, is I just love being able to connect with people who love fountain pens, inks, and all the hobby related, you know, notebooks and journaling and bullet journaling and all of that. And it's like the quickest way on earth to connect to people if you don't have a local pen club. And I did try at one point to establish a local pen club, and I may try again. I'm always kind of looking for an opportunity where maybe things aren't quite as intense, but that may never happen. So I may just do it anyway, because there's always going to be something going on that I might think, well, I need to wait till that's resolved, but I don't. That's not realistic. So number 3 is I just love it when I share any kind of information that ends up helping someone. And I wouldn't have actually felt like I could know whether it helped anybody, except for that my viewers, you folks, have been very, very, very generous at either commenting or emailing me and telling me directly that, like when I talked about intermittent fasting, I heard from people months later that said, oh, I gave this a try and it's awesome. Or they were happy because I had discussed some book that I'd read and, you know, they enjoyed it too, or it got them inspired or whatever. So that's huge to me, because I think when you leave the workforce and the volunteer force and you begin to feel like, you know, housekeeping and gardening and different things aren't enough, then you need to find different avenues. And I had done the 6-year volunteer thing, and I wasn't interested in that. Hello, Willie. Oh, are you feeling better? He's come to see us. Coco is right here on the chair next to me, and Willie thinks he wants to go outside, but he had a little abscess cleaned up on Sunday, and it's not quite time, so he might be just a little bit frustrated with me. Willie is our orange kitty, our lovey. It's okay, Willie. This video will be done real soon, and we'll sit together again. Okay? So I love it when I could share information and then end up finding out, you know, that somebody was helped. Another subject that I talked about here on the channel was mind, body, and pain issues, and how much I was helped by Dr. John Sarno and Dr. Schubner and the different, you know, the kind of process I went through with that. And I want to do a follow-up on that, because it's been a couple years now, and I have really done well. I have had no major extreme relapses with pain, and you know, it pops up in other ways, like with anxiety or with some little minor thing, but I'll realize that my tension and anxiety has gone through the roof, and having a sick kitty can do that. Oh my gosh. You know, I had this little issue with a rash type thing. Can't go into detail about that. But anyway, I realized, yeah, as soon as I can calm down, that's going to clear up. And sure enough, as soon as I really kind of got back into Dr. Sarno's book and read the 12 reminders and reminded myself that this was a sort of a brain to body misfire of danger signals and so on, I got better. That's going to sound kind of like a really strange if you haven't read about mind body brain pain issues. I recommend Unlearn Your Pain if you want to read about that, and there are many other books too. Anyway, excuse me, it's because of people here, you know, indulging me or allowing me to mix up the content. It's not always on ink, pens, pen cases, notebooks, journaling, but I have been able to come on and and talk about some of these other things that are so important to me, like books of all kinds. And I do get down many rabbit holes with books. I have been on 2 extreme lengthy rabbit holes separately. The first one this year was all the Outlander books. Oh my gosh. I didn't think I'd ever get myself transitioned from that subject to another subject, but sure enough, it came along all right. I went straight into Elvis, and that's been a much deeper rabbit hole because I'm picking up pieces and continuing study that I did way back when I was younger, before I had YouTube, to be able to be reading along. Like I've been reading Last Train to Memphis off and on because I had other books I wanted to read too. I finished Larry Geller's book, If I Could Dream, his memoir about Elvis too. But as I would read about the various songs and you know, the comeback special in '68 and the different phases of Elvis's career, I went on YouTube and realized I didn't have that before. Way back, I didn't have that. It was just the books and my CDs, just the things that I did have. I remember I used to have a DVD that had a nice history, and we watched things on TV all the time, you know, movies and things. Anyway, this is what happens. I get this way with pens and inks and notebooks and journaling, but I also get this way with subjects and books and different things. And so I try to kind of gently balance my life, make sure that I'm getting the dishes washed, and no, I always get things like that done. But, you know, I try to keep myself, you know, regulated, I guess, a little bit. So before I go, I definitely want to talk about 4 things that are pen and, you know, fountain pen hobby related that are upcoming, that I'm really excited to explore, that have just come in through to my desk. But I want to look at my notes because I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything huge. I don't think I am. I'm mainly here to say thank you and to just take, you know, it's a really busy time here and for many of us. But I want to kind of breathe this in, that for 5 years I've stayed making videos. Now, if you've been around at all, you know that I'm not terribly consistent. I am the type of YouTuber that'll just put out several videos and then there'll be a dry spell. Not extremely long dry spells, I don't think, but there have been times where I really had to lay off and take care of other things and kind of let myself you know, disengage for a little while just so that my enthusiasm stayed at a level that I like to have before I do start talking about things. And I'm not talking about any really organized way either. I recognize that it's just kind of what you see is what you get. I like the 2 really established videos that I do every month, one being Chris's Inked Pens and the other one being the progress report. That gives me a skeleton structure that I love, and I really love it because I'm the type person that could just ink up everything and be completely disorganized easily and with great glee. You know, I could do that. And I used to do that, but since I started focusing, and even just these last 2 months since I started focusing on an ink brand, that's just been really refreshing. That kind of reminds me of the ink flight days when I would kind of review each of those inks. Things have evolved, and I had to stop doing things that I was tired of doing, extremely in-depth ink reviews. I just couldn't sustain it. I know people that are doing it and that do it, and my hat is off to them because I don't know how they do it. I don't want to lose my absolute excitement and thrill of a new ink by pushing myself to continuously, you know, how would you word it? You know, well, when you review an ink, you're looking at stuff that you may not even really care about, but you do need to cover certain things in order to have a fairly complete ink review. Anyway, I'm not ever closing the door on getting back into that, but I knew that I had to quit doing it for a while. And there's so many excellent reviewers out there that are doing just that, and are either have a catalog that they've already finished creating or are still creating. So I'm not going to feel guilty about that. I do what I enjoy and I share it with you is what I do. And I've come to realize that even more as I go along, that's what I want to do. It's a hobby channel. It's a kind of a, for me, it's a sub-hobby of the fountain pen hobby for me to be on YouTube. And I feel blessed every day that my phone works, you know, and I'm kind of looking at possibility of replacing it because it's quite old. But just, you know, knock on wood, it's doing good so far. So, yeah, I think I got my phone in 2017, so it's as old as or 2016. Yeah, it's older than the YouTube channel. So speaking of it being a hobby channel, after about a year, I did monetize, and today I came face to face with a number which YouTube says is what my total earnings ever on, you know, for the channel is. And it's quite interesting to look at it that way. I've always looked at it in a sort of a monthly average, and you know, it was right around $70 a month, I thought. So, but when I looked at the big number, I thought, well, no wonder I've got more than more than what I need in every category. The channel has earned $3,381.05, and that's not too shabby. I mean, that's a lot of money in my world. So, you know, especially for items that are not needs, they're wants or luxuries, you know. So gosh, I mean, that's amazing. And the fact that I could earn a lot more, but I don't like mid-roll ads myself, so I don't put them in my videos anymore. I really work at getting them out of there. This video is not going to have any ads at all because I just don't want to mess with it. It was my chance to thank you, and so that's part of the thank you, I guess. Hopefully, unless YouTube just decides to slam it with ads, there won't be any. Yeah, that's something I've noticed. They actually put ads places on channels that aren't even that big, so we'll see. We'll see. And no, I've decided not to put ads on this one, but if you see them, then it's because they did. Okay, I think it's time to show you the 4 things that I'm really jazzed about that I'm going to be incorporating in some form on the channel at some point. I'm thinking about Willie. I think he's gone back to he's taken over the library room, so he had his little paw. He had to have a little abscess cleaned out. I felt so bad because he's got other issues too, and he had to deal with that. And whatever they gave him for antibiotic and pain shot made him really dingy, but he definitely enjoys the library room. So I go in there and sit in the other chair, and he jumps on me when he's feeling well. Anyway, I know he's waiting for me, so we won't be here much longer. But okay, so all 4 of these things are, you know, viewer inspired. And the first one that I just got in the mail today, I had some gift certificate left from my last birthday gift from Goulet, and I bought a Lamy cursive nib, a black one. This was viewer inspired. I don't even have any idea. I haven't taken the time to look up how it's going to write, so it's going to be really exciting for me to test this out. And I'm not inventing any new wheels. I'm sure there's probably tons of videos, but I haven't had time to, you know, to look into it. So I'm going to put that on a Lamy pen, try it out. May even add it as a 9th pen for this month, because that's kind of how I do things. Okay, then next is another viewer inspired. I had so many of you reach out and say that I should try a Genhao X159. And so that's what this is. It's got a number 8 nib on it, bigger than the number 6. And it's really a lightweight kind of material compared to that heavy metal of the regular 159, so I'm already really excited about that. I got this with channel money. The Rickshaw Sinclair R was cheaper than I thought. Whoops, you can only put this in one way, and I keep forgetting. Okay, so then the other one was inspired by me watching a video by someone who's also a viewer of my channel, and they opened up their ink flight, and I thought, I have to have that little pen. This is a Tache Odo Odo? I'm not sure. It's a Japanese little pocket pen, and I'd like to get into it, but I can't see where you get into it. I'm just going to have to tear, I guess. Oh, for heaven's sake. Yeah, then I'll go do the video, and I'll be mad because I don't have all the little packaging. That's okay. That's okay. We're not worried about packaging. So I am super excited about this little pen. It looks just like the other Wingsung that I have that has a number on it. I'm going to reach over and knock everything over. I don't think I better do that. Anyway, ooh, that does look like a nice nib. Yeah, it's a little pocket pen. And it was in the last ink flight. I think the August one. And I thought, I gotta have one of those. I should be getting the ink flight. But no, I don't need any more ink right now. Oh dear. So it's a cartridge pen. And I am so glad that I could find it so easily on Amazon. Really, really going to enjoy that, I think. So that'll be coming. And then today, in through the door came a really big excitement. I had lost track that actually Brenda from the Dormouse's desk has these, that she has started an Etsy shop. And I totally lost track. I didn't realize she'd already opened it. And she's got these wonderful ink sample vial labels, which I've already had the privilege of trying because she sent me some, and they were just awesome. They don't smear. They don't get like, oh my gosh, they're just amazing. And they're more color true. So anyway, I'm going to be sharing with you about this, and there'll be more on this soon as I can. I recognize I'm taking on quite a bit of a, interesting stuff right now with all the cat mommy stuff. Coco says, I'm just sleeping. I'm not causing you any work, mommy. Anyway, that's 4 things at least that I'm super excited to share with you. And that's just never changed over these 5 years. The fact that I super love talking about the hobby stuff. And what happens is I learn more than I could possibly show or tell you, because in the comments I find out all kinds of stuff I didn't know. And it's almost seems like it's just amazing, because when you put us all together, we got a lot of collective knowledge and interesting things that we have taken time to study, and I've also noticed that a lot of us love cats, so we have that in common. I think I've blabbed around long enough. I've certainly taken my mood from like maybe a 5 up to a 8 just talking to you, so this is wonderful. And that reminds me of another thing. My counselor, Tim, has a new book out called Lift, and it's life improvement focused therapy, and I want to talk about that too. So there aren't enough hours in the day, but gradually and as time goes along, what I normally do is in my bullet journal I keep kind of a running list of things I want to explore, and after I've explored or while I'm exploring them, I like to share them with you. So thank you for being here. Some of you have been around since almost the beginning, but I value you all, people that come and that had never heard of me before. And then, we end up striking up conversations about ink or, certain pens, or, the fact that you can still do this hobby on a budget, and you absolutely can. But obviously with being able to monetize this channel, that's like tripled my ability to obtain things. It really has, because at some point I realized that I didn't want to spend all of what I consider my allowance just on this hobby, because I collected a lot of pens and way a lot of ink, and I like to read, I like to do other things too. So that's been such a big blessing. So I think that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up and go. And it's funny because Willie likes to hear me even play videos or even screen mine to make sure things make sense, or what I promised to what I promised to link. I'll make a little note while I screen it, like, oh yeah, I said I was going to do that. And he enjoys that. So, and he's having a good day today. I knew that when he had a good day, he was going to want to go outside, which it puts terror in my heart, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that because he needs to be fully recovered and so on. So that's it, I guess. Oh my gosh, yeah, bye. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making it a super more fun 5 years than it would have been alone. I don't think this hobby is meant to be enjoyed alone. It's meant to be in community. And these YouTube channels, so many people have wonderful YouTube channels that I love to watch, that I wish I had more time to watch. I have to be careful about not watching too many fountain pen videos closely connected with when I'm going to do one, because I start to feel like, there's already so much out there. No, what do I have to say to add? I have to be really careful with that. So what I usually do is after I've successfully done a video, then I go hog wild watching videos, because I realize that then, that one's been released, and, yeah, it's just something I do. It's like a treat. Like, okay, you put your video out, then you can watch a whole slew of things you're wanting to see from your friends who are YouTubing and so on. So that's how I do it. And I could plan to continue just as long as I have the equipment, the voice, and the ability to do it. So thank you for being here, and I will see you on the next one. I'm not sure what that'll be yet, but I do know that
it's 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Gee, I don't know why I'm in such a rush, other than Willie. I got to get back to Willie. Other than I know what I'm doing at my pen desk this week, and that is lots of tests with the Robert Oster inks that I'm doing for September. And there's another one that I wanted to get out and try. So whatever pen it was that I said I was going to ink up, I'll have to watch my own video and see. Maybe I should put that in. I think it's motor oil. Okay, I promised like 6 times that I was saying goodbye. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.